Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. If you're new to my channel, you're very welcome. My name is Busola. I am a medical doctor living in Lagos, Nigeria. I make videos about medicine and lifestyle. If you've not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button right now. Check out all my other videos. I'm sure you would find a lot of my vlogs and my sit down videos very interesting. Okay, so please do check them out. I recently moved to a whole new city. I moved to Lagos, Nigeria a few months ago, and yeah, let me just say that the entire process has been the ghetto, right? I see a lot of you guys commenting on my vlogs and telling me how, I just look tired, I look exhausted, and to be honest, that is the actual truth. Okay, there's no lies about that. I have been going through it, you guys. If you've even noticed, the frequency of my video has reduced. Like, I am normally the consistency queen. Okay, I release videos twice a week. Now I struggle so bad to release one video in a week because the way things have been going lately is just like the most stressful thing. Okay, let me just put it that way, to say the least, the most stressful thing. So in today's video, I just wanted to actually just come on here and, it's not a rant, but just kind of try to highlight and share my experiences with moving to Lagos, so that you know if you're considering moving or not, you'll be able to decide, okay, from what I am going to be sharing. And to be honest, most of the things I'm going to be sharing are like the cons. Okay, and I feel like there are things that people generally know that we just feel like, okay, and when I get there, I'm just going to, adapt. But it is deeper than it is. It affects your general well-being. It affects your life generally, and I feel like a lot of people who do not live in Lagos don't understand that. So I just wanted to, make this video to shed some light. And if you're stubborn like I am, you would still, this video would not change your mind about moving to Lagos. You will still move, just so that you can see it yourself by yourself. You don't want to learn from someone else's experiences. You want to have your own experiences, which is totally me. Okay, I feel like if I was given the choice, knowing what I know now, I'll probably still move to Lagos, because I am very stubborn, not because there's like some huge advantages, just because I'm stubborn and I would just want to use my own two eyes to see it myself. I wouldn't want to take anybody else's word for it. So yeah, without further ado, let us get straight into the video. In case you are not Nigerian, Lagos is, if you're comparing it to America, a lot of people say that it is the New York of Nigeria. It is highly populated but very advanced, okay, relatively. A lot of the things that you want to do, you get it in Lagos. Okay, everything is in Lagos. Pretty much everything that you need for modern day life in Nigeria, you would likely get it in Lagos before you get it in every other state in the country. So yeah, a lot of people tend to move here. It is heavily populated. The cost of living is ridiculously high, and but the truth actually is that Lagos is pretty much a big slum still. Okay, it is glorified madness, in my own opinion. Yeah, the spirit is amazing. It grows on you and you eventually get to love it, but truth be said, it is a glorified slum. Okay, it is a ghetto still. So yeah, the first thing that really stood out to me, that I was very shook. Okay, I was actually very shook. I did not expect it. I did not take it into consideration. That was my biggest shock. And I don't know, looking back now, I don't know why I did not think about this before. I feel like it was kind of a no-brainer, but it just did not occur to me. The number one thing is the fact that I this is very personal to me, okay? It is very personal to me. It's not even a thing about Lagos. It's just something that Lagos emphasizes for me, right? I generally don't have support here, okay? I don't have any close family or friend here. You know, my people are not here in Lagos, okay? I don't have people in Lagos, and I did not expect that to be such a big deal to me, but it is incredibly huge. I didn't take into consideration how living here would emphasize that, simply because I have lived in, you know, medical school where my family was not in the States, or is not in the States where I did medical school, you know, and I survived, and I didn't feel so isolated or so unsupported or without support in that town. But here it just emphasizes it, you know. I feel a huge lack of support, you know, in my immediate environment. Yeah, obviously my people are, you know, I have my people in Nigeria, but they're far away. If something happens to me, there was a day I was thinking about it, and I'm like, if something happens to me, the closest of my people around is like hours away. The person would have to literally travel down here. That's how bad it is. Like, I don't have, you know, somewhere to fall back on. It's literally just me, just living here, doing my own thing. You know, I literally have to sort out every single thing by myself, and that did not stand out to me before, but it does a lot now. It's ridiculously evident how a lack of support can affect you as a human being. And I feel like this is what happens to a lot of the people who move abroad and they don't have support, they don't have their people around them, and they fall into depression, just having to carry the burden of mentally sorting out every single detail by yourself is exhausting. Okay, it's not even so more so the work that you have to do. It's just like that mental burden just permanently, constantly being on just you. You know, just knowing that if you needed somewhere to crash, or you needed a change of environment, or you needed help, you could just, like, you know, take a short drive, and go meet one of your people, and then you'll feel safe and protected. That is not there anymore. Support is so important, and I did not realize it until this move, how important it is. So I have been feeling that a lot. I feel like that is my predominant con, and that is the most important thing that makes this whole process just stressful for me. So now moving to the things that are actually particular to Lagos, the traffic. If I don't say this next, then then I'm a scam. Okay, the traffic is insane. It is ridiculous. Nobody should have to go through that. Okay, and I feel like it is a general thing, and my own situation is even, you know, very, very lucky, because where I work and where I live, very, very close together. Okay, very, very close. I don't have to face traffic every single day, but the few times, or the times that I have to, you know, go out and run errands and do other things, the traffic is insane. There's no explanation for it. It makes no sense, and I will never ever understand it. You waste so much of your life, so much of your valuable time in traffic. Okay, time that you could be using to sleep, rest, be productive, you know, whatever, you waste it in traffic. I feel like Lagosians waste half their lifespan in traffic, or maybe 1/4 of their lifespan just sitting in traffic, driving, trying to navigate. It's ridiculous. It is an important con. You know, like, that is one of my biggest no-nos about living in Lagos. I really, really hate it. I did not know that I hated it as much as I do now. I hate it. I actually have zero tolerance for it, and it's very crazy, because every single time I have to go out, I encounter it most of the time, you know. Most of the time I encounter it, and it's just a mess. Okay, if you're coming from a place which is literally everywhere else in Nigeria, if you're coming from a place where, you know, traffic is not a thing, and the kind of traffic that you would call traffic is just like, you know, small, go slow, then you would realize that the one here is absolute gangster, and it's ridiculous. I hate it. Another thing is the cost of living. The cost of living in Lagos is unnecessarily high. It is ridiculous. Okay, the type of house that you would get for, say, for 500,000 naira elsewhere in the country, you would get it for at least 1.5 million in Lagos, in a bad neighborhood. Okay, it is unnecessary. If you go to real estate websites in Lagos, or you just go house hunting, you would know the struggle. Or even if you cannot do all of that, just search on YouTube house hunting in Lagos and hear people's experiences. Okay, it is crazy. I didn't have to house hunt, so that is something that I have not had to do yet. I know that very soon I most likely will have to do that, and I am not looking forward to it. The whole process is insane. Even leaving aside the money aspects now, the whole process is just insane. You're going to meet people who will try to scam you, you know, terrible living environments. Okay, like you see the way houses are structured in Lagos, and it's like zero ventilation. I hate that. I hate not being able to, you know, have light or air just enter my room. You know why? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You know, everywhere is so tightly packed, and there's an overpopulation problem as well. So it's just like everywhere is tightly packed, and it's just expensive for no reason. And yeah, that is such a huge con. If you are not making good money, or you don't have money, then yeah, you may want to actually reconsider coming to Lagos and just, you know, have your baby boy or baby girl life wherever else it is you are. Another thing also that I feel like people don't talk about enough is the fact that the air in Lagos actually is different from the air elsewhere. You know, the air just feels more stuffy. It feels less airy. You know, it feels, even when you're outside, the air feels a lot less healthy than other places. It is crazy. Like, the air actually doesn't feel airy. I don't know how to explain it further than this, but it's actually a thing that I have noticed. The air doesn't feel like fresh air. It feels a bit contaminated. I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. I've actually not heard anybody else say it, but yeah, I actually notice it a lot. When I'm at home, which is not in Lagos, I feel more fresh air, you know, and I appreciate it a lot more. Here is just like, it's a no. Transportation. Transportation here is gangster. Okay, gangster. The only advantage is the fact that now there are Ubers and Bolts and, you know, whatnot, but the alternative means of transport, which is actually expensive, you know, like using Uber or Bolt as your primary means of transportation can be quite expensive. It's what I do though. I don't take buses, I don't take bikes, I don't take BRTs. I have never, and I probably will never do that, because I just don't. That lifestyle is just not a thing that I want to ever try to explore. Okay, it is different. It is different. You can't just, you know, in other places like in Akure or in Ife, if you are going somewhere, you just stand by the side of the road. Okay, wherever you are, just stand by the side of the road. You can stop a cab, and, you know, the cab picks up other people as well. Just stop a cab, going where you're going, and then you stop at the side of the road when you get where you're going, and that is it. Here you have to be strategic. You actually cannot just say that you want to go from point A to point B without knowing the strategies. You have to have strategies to be able to take public transportation in Lagos. You can't just not know. Okay, you have to walk to one bus stop, maybe climb a bridge and cross to the other side, and it's just a lot. I don't know what the intricacies are. I just know that it is very technical, very stressful, and the ghetto. And yeah, that is a disadvantage. You just can't go from point A to point B in a very relaxed manner. You have to have strategies, and a lot of strategies, to be able to do that. And then you can't just take one bus and say, oh, I'm going from here to here. You probably have a lot more stops and walk. It just involves a lot of stress that I just cannot see myself ever meddling with. It's just not my thing. But the thing is that a lot of people don't have the privilege. They're not privileged to be able to just take boats or Ubers everywhere. Another thing is the fact that everybody is trying to cheat you here. Everybody is trying to cheat you. Everybody is trying to take you for a ride. So you have to be sharp. And that's why a lot of people say that Lagos people are very sharp, because if you're not, you're going to be cheated a lot. When I was moving in, I had to interact with some vendors, artisans, and you guys, I feel like I should even do a separate story time on that. People will take you for a ride. They will collect money from you and just ghost you, disappear. They would overcharge you, and then if you're not sharp, is after you've paid that you now realize that you paid like 5 times what you were actually supposed to pay. People are just generally more dishonest here, honestly. Like, people generally just want to take you for a ride, and everybody is a lot more guarded. People just generally interact with people like everybody's out to get you and you're trying to cheat me. And it's not the way to live. But if you live here, it's something that you have to probably learn, okay? Because when they cheat you the first time, the second time, you are going to start learning that you have to shine your eyes, and you have to wisen up, and you have to be just more like a Lagosian. You have to be more like them. You have to think more like them to be able to not be cheated by them. And it's just really sad. The noise, it's the noise, okay? Lagos is noisy for the most part. Obviously, there are places that are quiet and calm, the nice estates and whatnot, but generally, most of Lagos is noisy. The noise is insane. In fact, all the kinds of pollution is very abundant in Lagos. Noise pollution, air pollution, water pollution, every single thing, you name it, it is there. If you're somebody who noise drives crazy, then Lagos is probably not for you. For me, thankfully, I don't really have a problem with it. I generally like noise, actually, especially if it's white noise, not like a constant noise that stands out. If it's white noise, I don't mind. Okay, I actually don't mind. So it's not that much of a big deal to me. But sometimes it can actually be bothersome. Okay, it can be very annoying how noisy everywhere is, and it is noisy. So yeah, that's something that you have to think about, because you're going to actually be encountering it a lot. Okay, a lot. Last but not least thing has to be the fact that, especially if you don't, like I said, if you don't have your people here, then you have to, honestly, this is also not restricted to this city. It is generally for a new environment. You have to start making your social connections, okay? And that is something that I do not look forward to. I have been here for how long now? I have not made one single, new friend outside of work or this environment. just because I just I just am not that kind of a person. I'm not very social. I'm not very outgoing. I would not go out of my way to try to meet new people. And when new people even gravitate towards me, I tend to step back, okay? And yeah, social interactions are very important and it's something that has to be done. So thinking about that now, it's very, very nerve-wracking because having to go out of your way to actually form connections and form a community, I think that it is important to have a healthy amount of social interactions. So yeah, that's one thing also that has been, giving me regrets, because if I didn't move here and I just stayed at home or stayed in a more familiar environment, then I would not have to be, dealing with all of this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Do I regret moving to Lagos? Yes, sometimes I actually do regret it, especially times when things are not working out. It's very, very difficult for me, and I've actually gone through times where I actively regretted it. But is that a predominant feeling that I feel all the time? No, I don't feel it all the time. Like I said, I'm a stubborn person now, so the fact that I just get to make my own choice and I get to do this thing by myself, regardless of if I'm feeling at it or not, is important, and it is, in my own opinion, a good thing. Being able to make your own decision and live by yourself as a young woman is very important. I think that this is a very, very important, crucial time for me. So I do not take it for granted. Being able to be unmarried, living by myself on my own terms, earning my money, doing my work, and just like being by myself, it is a very, very crucial moment. And I feel like a lot more women should try it. Live by yourself. And even more so, if you can't, live in an entirely new city. Move away from your comfort zone, live in a new city, and just see how it goes. Is it annoying? Yes. Can it be hard? It is extremely difficult. But I feel like the experience is something that you can't really put a price on. And the experience is something that you probably will not be able to get back, especially when you start getting married or you start having a family. You can't get that back. I will never ever be able to get this time back ever again. And so I'm just very grateful that regardless of how difficult it seems, I am doing the damn thing. Okay, that's pretty much it. And as you guys can see, I'm wearing this shirt that seems very appropriate. It says Jesus shall know, God I beg, which is literally my emotion most of the time. Okay, most of the time in my head, my head is just ringing, God I beg. That brings us to the end. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like I always say, don't forget to be kind to yourself and be kind to others. I'll see you in my next one. Okay, bye.